If you're watching this, you must love horror, science fiction, B-movies, and weird tales. You can help spread that love by signing up at patreon.com/LordBloodDraw. There you can help support the production of Lord Blooddraw's Nerve-Wrackin' Theater, presenting the best, worst, and wildest horror and science fiction films ever made. Lord Blooddraw's Nerve-Wrackin' Auditorium, the podcast featuring chilling old-time radio horror shows best listened to in the dark. And Captain Paxar's Star Cadet Hour, the kind of show kids in the 60s and 70s would run home from school to see, featuring classic science fiction heroes like Flash Gordon, Tom Corbett Space Cadet, Captain Zero, and many more. Plus, if you sign up, you'll have exclusive access to content available nowhere else, like Lord Blooddraw's B-movie reviews, radio episode commentaries, and more. Sign up today at patreon.com/LordBloodDraw for the love of horror.
Attention, Star Cadets! Stand by for action! Captain Paxar says prepare to travel time and soar through space while facing the worst villains of the past and the future. Stand by for Captain Paxar's Star Cadet Hour.
Greetings, Star Cadets! I, Captain Paxar, am speaking to you from the secret headquarters of the Interdimensional Peace Force. Today we continue our investigation of the Killer Kane case with the great galactic hero, Buck Rogers. Phase 1 of our special mission is as follows. Buck and Wilma must rescue Prince Tallen, who is under the hypnotic control of Captain Laska. Stand by for action as Buck Rogers must fight the primitive urge.
Contact so they can't cut off the power. Stop that car. Shut off the power. Nose of the terminals.
Glad that guard didn't call my bluff.
Our bluff? I don't understand, Buck.
You don't think I would have shot our friend Tallen, do you?
Our friend? After all the lies he told the council about us?
He was only acting under orders from Laska. Why, I can't imagine. Maybe we can find out if we can get him out of here safely.
Is there no other way to cut off their escape? Only by closing the safety gate at the other end. But that would mean they're dead. Close the gate.
You forget that Prince Tallen's in that car.
Close that gate.
You have no right to give orders here. Get away from that switch!
Doc, look! The tunnel's blocked.
Pull the reverse lever, quickly.
I can't.
Stand back, hold it! Open the escape gate, quick!
You badly hurt, Wilma?
I don't think so. I think it was really more fright than anything else that made me faint.
I'm gonna get Tallen out into the air.
Imprison this man till the council decide what sentence to impose for attempting the life of Prince Tallen. Prepare those terminals. Call up the Zuggs for wrecking car detail.
Doesn't seem to be. He's not unconscious. Still has that same vacant stare he had in the council room.
Oh, it's you, Rogers. What happened? How did we get here in the tunnel?
You had a sentence to death by your counsel, using you as a shield and making an escape in this bullet car when it was wrecked.
I had you sentenced to death?
Yes, don't you remember?
Prince Tallen, with your permission, we'll take charge of the prisoners.
These Earth people are not prisoners. They are my best friends.
I'm sure your highness must be suffering from shock. You had them condemned to death, and I must return them as prisoners to the council.
I can explain this. Laska took this from one of the amnesia helmets and put it in mine.
And that's it? That's Kane's way of destroying the minds of his captives, forcing them to obey his commands. You can prove it by trying it on yourself.
No. We're satisfied, and I'm sure the council will be happy to know the Earthman has not broken faith with you.
Clear the wreckage. Then we'll return to the farm and tell them the truth about Kane's Lieutenant Laska.
Just a minute. Will you need all your men for this work?
No, why?
I have 3 of Kane's men prisoners in their spaceship. I'd like to turn them over to your guards.
By all means. Have 4 of your men accompany Colonel Rogers and obey him as they would obey me.
What happened?
Buck Rogers.
Who's that robot Orlin?
I'm sorry, Laska, but we had to kill him.
Here comes Buck Rogers with a squad of Saturnians. Fire the starting rockets.
Something's gone wrong. They're taking off. We'll follow them in my spaceship. pulling lever. Get out!
Have they done any serious harm, Colonel Rogers?
Probably not. They've dumped the starting rockets, and it'll take a half an hour to reload them. We'll never catch that Kane ship now.
Perhaps it's just as well. They're headed back for Earth anyway.
We're at 3/4 speed now, Laska. Let me know when you want it full. You're not on the course for Earth.
And I'm not going to Earth.
You're going back to Saturn?
You don't want to go back to Earth and tell Killer Kane that Buck Rogers beat us again, do you?
I'll start the retarding rockets.
Not yet. We'll cruise around a while before we land.
At ease, Star Cadets! Captain Paxar's Star Cadet Hour will be back in a moment! Stand by for action, Star Cadets! We now return to Captain Paxar's Star Cadet Hour!
Better take Roberts and have a look around for possible night patrols.
All right. Come on, Roberts.
You come with me, Scott.
We have assembled to right a grievous wrong done to Buck Rogers of the planet Earth. Prince Tallen has told us why he believes that we, the people of Saturn, should ally ourselves with the people of Hidden City rather than the outlaws of Killer Kane. How do you feel about the matter?
Hand me the treaty.
Prince Tallen, you have earned the right to present this treaty to your friend. Ask him.
Pledge of the planet Saturn to support you in your war against Killer Kane's outlaw armies.
Thank you, Tallen. And now, sir, with your permission, I'll call the scientist general on Earth. Tell him the news.
You mean you can actually talk to the Earth from the planet Saturn?
Yes, sir. That's why I had the radio brought here from the ship. Colonel Rogers calling the scientist general on Earth.
Dr. Huer's laboratory. This is the air control office. Colonel Rogers calling Dr. Huer from Saturn.
Dr. Huer is in the air marshal's office.
Thank you. I'll call him there.
Marshal Craig speaking.
Colonel Rogers from Saturn calling the scientist general.
Rogers calling you, Doctor. This is Dr. Huer, Buck.
I'm happy to inform you, sir, the Saturnian Treaty has been signed.
Splendid, Buck, splendid. And Wilma, how is she?
We're both fine, Doctor. We had some trouble with Killer Kane's men. I'll report that later.
When are you returning?
In a day or two, sir. There are a few minor details to attend to.
Well, let me know when you start.
I will, sir. Goodbye.
We must find some splendid reward for that boy, Craig. It's not within the power of man to reward that boy for what he's done.
keeping Patton and Roberts. Can't make a move till they get back.
Looks like them now.
What happened to you? You run into any Saturnian patrols?
No. Do you know that Robert we left for dead up in the rocks?
What about him?
Well, he's only stunned. He's as much alive as we are.
Why didn't you bring him?
We didn't dare try. A lot of those Zuggs found him. They acted as though he's some sort of a god, the way they kept kneeling and bowing before him.
So? This may be just the break we need. Let me have a look at that. Stay here, Roberts. Come with me, Pat. I think this will work out perfectly.
I don't get the idea.
If they think he's a god, they'll obey him. And I can tell him what orders to give them.
That sounds risky to me.
Of course it is. It's worth trying, isn't it?
All right.
Who are you?
Martin, tell the Zuggs to capture the guards.
Make these men prisoners.
Tell them we're their friends.
These men are your friends.
Tell them to gather all their men. We're going to free them from the rule of the Saturnians.
Gather all Zuggs. Follow these men to war on all Saturnians.
Turn off the power. Call off the guard. The Zuggs are in revolt.
Now that all details of our treaty with the friends of Buck Rogers are completed, the meeting is adjourned. What is it, Lieutenant?
I have just received word. The Zuggs have risen in revolt. They are marching on the forum.
Marching on this forum? Who is leading them?
The Earthman, who tried to kill Prince Tallen.
That must be Laska, sir. If we don't stop him, he'll demand Saturn as a vassal state to his leader, Killer Kane.
Summon General Calder.
There is no time for that, sir. I suggest Buck Rogers be put in charge of our defense while we...
It's a little too late for that, Prince Tallen.
Explain the meaning of this intrusion, Captain Laska.
Explain the purpose of our call.
My friends, the Zuggs have come to take over the rule of Saturn.
From whom will you now take your orders?
From our leader, Kane, of the Earth.
And now, with your permission, I shall contact the leader Kane and have him send a spaceship squadron to keep order here.
If he does that, we're sunk. I'll have to stop him.
Careful, Buck. He won't hesitate to kill.
Captain Laska calling the leader Kane on Earth. Captain Laska calling the leader Kane on Earth.
Yes, Laska, this is the leader. What have you to report?
Look out, Buck! The Zuggs!
Well done, Star Cadets! The first phase of our mission was a rousing success! Captain Paxar's Star Cadet Hour will be back in a moment!
If you're watching this, you must love horror, science fiction, B-movies, and weird tales. You can help spread that love by signing up at patreon.com/LordBlooddraw. There you can help support the production of Lord Blooddraw's Nerve-Wracking Theater, presenting the best, worst, and wildest horror and science fiction films ever made. Lord Blooddraw's Nerve-Wracking Auditorium, the podcast featuring chilling old-time radio horror shows best listened to in the dark. And Captain Paxar's Star Cadet Hour, the kind of show kids in the 60s and 70s would run home from school to see, featuring classic science fiction heroes like Flash Gordon, Tom Corbett Space Cadet, Captain Zero, and many more. Plus, if you sign up, you'll have exclusive access to content available nowhere else, like Lord Blooddraw's B-movie reviews, radio episode commentaries, and more. Sign up today at patreon.com/LordBlooddraw for the love of horror.
Welcome back, Star Cadets. I, Captain Paxar, will now brief you on the second phase of our special mission. Buck Rogers has gained the support of the Hidden City, which now must defend itself against the primitive Zuggs under the control of Captain Laska. Stand by for action as Buck Rogers must face the revolt of the Zuggs.
of this intrusion, Captain Laska?
Explain the purpose of our call.
My friends, the Zuggs have come to take over the rule of Saturn.
From whom will you now take your orders?
From our leader, Kane, of the Earth.
And now, with your permission, I shall contact the leader Kane and have him send a spaceship squadron to keep order here.
If he does that, we're sunk. I'll have to stop him.
Careful, Buck. He won't hesitate to kill.
Captain Laska calling the leader Kane on Earth. Captain Laska calling the leader Kane on Earth.
Yes, Laska, this is the leader. What have you to report?
Look out, Buck! The Zuggs!
What's wrong?
Off the side door and bring the guards.
Order them to block all exits and capture Rogers.
Block every exit. Capture that man.
Have them all imprisoned. These two in a cell by themselves.
Imprison them.
I forbid their imprisonment. I am director of the Forum.
You were director of the Forum. From now on, you'll take orders from this Earthman.
Stop all this time, Laska. The Zuggs are not used to power. When they find their strength, they'll turn on you and destroy you.
Take them away.
You stay here on guard.
What do you suppose they're going to do to us, Tallen?
We must be prepared for anything as long as Killer Kane's men are in power.
Who is on guard outside? Answer me. I am Tallen, your prince.
Just Condor, Your Highness.
How long are we to remain prisoners?
Until your fate is decided, Your Highness.
You cannot hope to hold this city. Buck Rogers is on his way with help.
Buck Rogers will be captured and then...
It's Buck.
Wilma, close that door.
Is he badly hurt?
No, only stunned.
Here. Help me tie him up so he can't give an alarm.
to do now, Buck? Get to the spaceship?
Not until we try to help the Saturnians.
There's nothing we can do. Laska and his men are too strong for us.
Not if I can spend a half minute with that robot that Zuggs think is a god.
What good will that do? He's in hypnotic condition and gives whatever orders Laska tells him.
Yes, but I can break that spell if I can get to him. Tell him. How can I reach the forum without going through all these corridors?
I can get you to the forum unseen, but you can't cope with the force of guards there with Laska.
Good. Get me there, and I think we have a chance.
This leads to the forum, but I still urge you not to risk it.
It's made to order. All right, Wilma. Careful now.
Continue the search for Buck Rogers. Tomorrow we shall begin the execution of all those Saturnians who are not loyal to the Earth man's rule.
Laska, tell your Zuggs to lay down their ray guns. Tell them, Laska. A shot from one of them won't stop me from taking you.
Tell the Zuggs to lay down their arms.
Lay down your arms.
Now tell them to obey Prince Tallen, as they would obey the robot.
Tell them to obey Prince Tallen.
Obey Prince Tallen as you would obey me.
Tallen, keep him covered. I'm going to take the helmet off the robot.
Tell the Zuggs to fire on Rogers.
You're taking orders from me. Keep this man covered.
Take it easy. You're all right.
You're wearing one of our uniforms. And you're Lieutenant Deering.
Yes, Captain Martin.
Then I'm back in the hidden city?
You're partly right. We are from the hidden city on Earth. Right now you're on the planet, Saturn.
Then one of our expeditions ran Killer Kane's air blockade.
Yes. Colonel Rogers came here to sign a treaty with us in your war with Killer Kane.
But how did I get here? I can't remember.
Well, you were put under a hypnotic spell, brought here in one of Kane's ships as a robot. Don't you remember this helmet? And this filament that steals the mind of any man who wears it?
The amnesia helmet. That infernal invention of Killer Kane's. Yes, I remember now.
And by means of it, Laska forced you to lead a revolt against us, your friends.
A revolt? Oh, I didn't know. Isn't there any way I can make amends?
Yes, there is a way.
At ease, Star Cadets! Captain Paxar's Star Cadet Hour will be back in a moment! Stand by for action, Star Cadets! We now return to Captain Paxar's Star Cadet Hour!
Isn't there any way I can make amends?
Yes, there is a way. These Zuggs think that you're a god. Put back on this helmet again and...
No, please don't ask me to do that. I couldn't.
But it's harmless. I've taken away the filament. Put it back on and order these men to bring in the other rebels. It's the only way you can help.
Go bring all the Zuggs. Tell them to lay down their arms and obey their old rulers.
At the end of the revolt, will they really obey?
We shall soon see. Take the Earthman Laska and put him in a dungeon where he can no longer harm you or us.
Looks like the trouble is over. And now, sir, Lieutenant Deering and I must return to the Earth immediately.
So I realize the need for your haste.
I will see you to your spaceship.
Thank you, Tallen. Goodbye, sir. Wilma, check the starting rockets. Colonel Rogers on Saturn calling a scientist general on Earth.
Air control room calling the scientist general. Air control room calling the scientist general.
Dr. Huer, it's Buck Rogers.
Yes, Buck? Is everything all right?
Yes, sir. Wilma and I are taking off immediately, sir, but before we do, we wanted to check with you about the dissolvo ray.
It's still imperfect. But we can count on it to make you invisible long enough to slip through K's air blockade.
That's fine, Doctor. Then as soon as we near the Earth, we'll advise you.
As long as Dr. Huer is ready for you, there is nothing to keep you here any longer.
No, Tallen. We'll get in touch with you on the space radio as soon as we decide the best way to rid the Earth of Killer Kane and his outlaw army.
The best of luck to you.
Thank you, Tallen.
Fire the starting rockets, Wilma.
Assigned to check over the dissolver ray apparatus at once and bring it here. Colonel Rogers is on his way back from Saturn, and we'll need to bring him through the blockade. Yes, sir.
I have heard no further reports from Captain Laska. His mission to Saturn must have failed. I am preparing another expedition to force the Saturnians to sign a treaty with us. This time I shall... This is the leader.
Sir, an unidentified spaceship has been reported returning from Saturn.
Notify the commander of the Outer Atmosphere Patrol and keep me closely informed.
Very good, sir.
The observers report an unidentified spaceship returning from Saturn. Perhaps Laska has been successful after all. We'll make no move until we learn more. Adjourn.
Patrol 62, calling Patrol 62. Patrol 62, calling Patrol 62.
This is Patrol 62.
This is Commander White. Take your patrol to the 120,000-foot level. Watch for a spaceship returning from Saturn. If it is an enemy craft, bring it down.
Yes, sir. 120,000 foot level.
Yes, sir.
Wilma, better give me a few retarding rockets. We'll soon be in the outer atmosphere.
All right.
Dr. Huer. Dr. Huer. We're approaching the 160,000-foot level, sir. Stand by with your dissolvo ray.
We're all set, Buck. Just give the word.
Buck, there's a Kane patrol squadron coming up fast beneath us.
Dr. Huer, give us the ray now, sir. One of Kane's patrol squadrons has spotted us.
There she is. Squadron 62. Spaceship sighted. Fly above it and use attack formation 9. Can't be fog at this level. That ship seems to be disappearing.
It's working perfectly, Crag. Certainly. Doc, the main control tube has burst. It'll take a few minutes to replace it.
Dr. Huer, it's all right, sir. We're safely through them.
There she is, straight ahead. All squadrons converge on our position and attack the hidden city ship.
Look, it's another squadron.
Dr. Huer, give us the ray again, sir.
I've been trying to, Buck, but the main tube has burst.
Look, they shot away the control rockets.
Great job, Star Cadets! The captain will debrief you in a moment when Captain Paxar's Star Cadet Hour returns!
You've all served with valor and honor, Star Cadets, but our investigation of the Killer Kane case continues. Buck Rogers and I, Captain Paxar of the Interdimensional Peace Force, salute you. You may now stand down until we meet again at the appointed time coordinates, when we will again undertake a daring mission through time, space, and alternate dimensions. Until then, Star Cadets, always remember, keep the peace.